We are in beautiful Monte Carlo for the Monaco Grand Prix Historque. We're always reminded when we're here of the Juan Manuel Fangio statue. Like a lot of icons, the hands on a certain part of the statue must bring you luck. And needless to say, we're going to see a lot of racing. BRM. Here's the scene all over here today. And some very famous ones at that. Tyrrell. You have to remember this era, the Cosworth era, but look where the rear wing is. And there are hordes of them. Cooper. This is of the 1960s era, the Coventry Climax era. You got Monaco traffic and the rest. And this is only Wednesday of the weekend event, the Fraser Nash. Let's check this Bugatti out. Look at the supercharger, 8-cylinder, oh boy. This is staggering. 1938. Fantastic. After this seems very pedestrian. This is just your average Type 57 or 35. Now we have some humor on this Gordini. I'm not French, so maybe I don't understand. Now if you want to see one without that livery, here is one. Gordini. 1951 Maserati. This is a Lancia Marino, 1954. Looking like a Ferrari Squalo. V6 engine. Now let's check this Taubalago out. And they're towing them in, and this is the 250 Maserati. Is this not the best? How about a Riley Brooklands? 1928. Now this is a Fraser Nash in beautiful condition, but they did bring a spare transmission. Ferrari. 1952 Porsche 356.
Such a new car.
Gonna get the pronunciation right. This is a Veritas, as they say in German. You know what? I think we need some relief. Time to cool off a little. Now out on the piers here, bringing the cars out here too, Maserati. Now when I said piers, I mean it. I turned the camera off, turned around, and this is what's here. It's the Seabourn Pride, a very luxurious cruise ship. Now I believe that this yacht here, is the one that belongs to the Principality of Monaco, but look at this. This is even bigger. Now this yacht here is almost as large as the cruise ship we saw out there. Now from that large one, here there's a new theory sort of in yacht design. The straight up and down bow, the menacing stealth look. Aviva. What an environment. I don't know where the saying came from stem to stern. Maybe that's the stem and this is the stern. This little Mini seems so minor out here. Standing on a pier now, so we move a little bit. There's the casino way in the background above that yacht there, and here's another yacht going out. Look at the bay window on the low side of the boat. Yeah, a little rough out here. Okay. The Monte Carlo lifestyle. Yes, I will. Back to the cars. Monte Carlo has its artwork. I frankly don't know what this is. A surfing sailor? What is it? He's got, it looks like he's standing on a surfboard with a wheel as a balance. I guess they put these sculptures away for those. This fellow looks miserable. Here's what it's all about. Checking the car. C-type. Now it's just being pushed, but here's a very famous Lotus. Boy, the classics are here. Maserati, pre-war. These old cars are fantastic. They're just moving in. Allard. Now look what just hatched from this trailer. BRM. It's a V12. Look at the mass of the engine in the back, but look at the sacrifice for streamlining. Look how thin the front is. And that V12 has a lot of wide tire to give it a lot of assistance.
There's a lot of rubber there, isn't there?
This is unique. So thin in the front. But these air scoops right up on the wheels, they go into the radiators. All the weight is in the rear. Alfa Romeo getting pushed in. Great color, look at that car. We're back to this Bugatti, 8-cylinder. 1938. Now here's another BRM with a V12 engine. I have an idea this is quite a bit smaller than what we saw earlier. Yeah, I'm a big BRM fan. They maybe didn't win a lot, but boy, they sure tried, and they tried in a lot of different ways. Take another look. Yes, we're here. And the castle stands above it all. All right, look what this one's hatching. Fraser Nash. That sounds incredible. God, it really sounds great. Remember the Gordini with the fancy paint job? Well, here's the engine, little 4-cylinder. Alta, 1952. The rearview mirrors. And we'll see a lot of these. There's Formula 2s. There's the Toyota engine in most cases. There's the Ari line ducts named in there. There's supposed to be over 50 of these Formula 2s. And they're going to be a knockout class. In other words, they can start 30 some odd of them. So on Saturday there's an elimination round. Well, there's some famous names in this particular series. That's not Nigel, though. Now here's sort of what the engine layout is in this particular series I was talking about. I was told there was an Alfa Romeo in this, and here it is, that one in this series. So on this Formula 2, at least this is an exception, it's an Alfa Romeo. As I said before, there's a horde of them. Each year they have this event, or every other year. There always, somehow, is a real different and hardly seen car. This is that Lancia. It's just exceptional to see it. V6. Makes me silent. I'm just so surprised. These Gordinis were very basic, you know. Open the hood, check the oil. 250 Maserati.
No, that's factory. So, where's the FIA form?
That's from that car. Well, you talk about changing times. Here's a Ferrari dealer in Monaco, Monte Carlo. Now look at here. Here's Monaco Motors, your friendly dealer, and look what they're selling. Fisker. It's still Monaco though. The scooter's still the way around here. And the people can still choose between the stairs and the escalator. And you can have your coffee in absolute luxury this morning. Well, the pits are prepared already for the Formula One race in a couple of weeks, but they use them now for the historics and the mainly the Cosworth era cars. Well, it's bright and early Thursday morning, and most all the cars are supposed to be here by this time. This is a big day when the pits are kind of open to the public. Well, it may be early in the morning, however, there's a lot of work to be done. The 1959 Cooper. A very impressive lineup of the older cars. Pre-war. And from all this activity, the palace looms above it all. An HWM Alta, 1952. 1935 Alfa Romeo HC with the Ferrari logo on the works, but look at this beautiful front. And with the very authentic looking Michelin tires. 1947 Maserati. Now this is the entrance to the Drivers Club. Cows welcome, huh? Swiss cows, I presume. Like cars, the boats have changed over the years. Much more menacing looking. They also have a sports car race here at the Historics. And I believe that's the winner a year ago, or 2 years ago, the Fraser Nash, but this is a Gordini. And you got Aston Martin, and of course the C-types are very good on this track for some reason. A Lotus 49, this was a car I said it was very important yesterday. The type that Jimmy Clark drove. And getting into the little newer era of the Cosworth. This is a McLaren. Interestingly, here's another McLaren. This is Peter Revson's. The other one was Dennis Holm. This always had really a very great shape. Now we're getting the Lotus 16. And this is a very fast car, 246 Dino Ferrari. A car that's just drop dead gorgeous in every aspect. Let's get back to this 1935 Alfa Romeo with the Ferrari logo on it. Very interesting little details, a little slit design here, looking for the air in the cockpit, and then the exit for the engine air. Again, you can see that detail even on the very rear. This is what makes this event so great, is it brings out cars like this. And then you see all kinds of details everywhere. A thing of beauty. What an array. Oh, we're up in the Formula One pits. Things to come, the six-wheel Tyrrell. Also things to come, the famous Nicky Ludia periscope car, 312. Boy, this sure looks refreshing, doesn't it? Looks like the residents have a nice place to swim. We're now in Fontville, which is the other port in Monaco, just next to Monte Carlo Harbor. It's more of a newer area, but quite nice. Another view, that's looking out to the Mediterranean. This point of land here is where the palace is. Fontville. On this weekend of vintage racing, there's also 3 auctions. We're going to go into the Coy's tent. This, you might say, is quite dramatic. This is obviously a Ferrari replica. And there always seems to be a Cinquecento. Well, the setting over here in Fontville is very nice for this auction. There are some interesting sculptures in the gardens around here. This one happens to pertain to an elephant with wheels. I said other interesting sculptures. This is woman smoking a cigarette. Okay. I don't know what view is worse. Well, the yachts over here are just as grand as in the other harbor. Yeah, it's awesome, all right. However, others here are awesome as well. All right, back to the historics. The work is really going on. Lots of work. This is 1960 BRM. This is the Konat.
I can see why it's not the easiest to craft.
Interesting layout.
That was the death knell of this car.
Well, the launch is coming together. Got more progress from yesterday. Just like the old days, they paint the numbers on. A nice arrangement of body parts. One Ferrari. Boxer 12-cylinder. Well, today's Formula cars have everything covered up. I like it this way. All right, the Ferrari was a 71. Here's a 72. This is not a Ferrari, it's a BRM. We saw it yesterday, V12. Now in 1972 there was another 12-cylinder opposed called a Techno. It's one squat flat car. Yeah, Derek Bell drove this car at one time. We've got 3 Allards this year. Nice grouping. They all need polish. This is a March 1970. Lotus. Interesting parts. Well, the right side of the launch is the part today. I'm rooting for him. This is Monaco. Absolutely incredible. They actually have trunks. Yes, they do. And to prove that point, here's one open. It's a double garage. We're inside the famous tunnel here at Monaco. If you don't believe the Mediterranean is clean and clear, look at this. We're now headed to the RM auction at the Grimaldi Forum. This is outside of Monte Carlo Harbor. We've come to the Grimaldi Forum where the RM auction is going to take place. Right on the edge of the Mediterranean. We're now entering and seeing some of the cars that'll be on the block. Get ready to be dazzled. This is magnificent. had a boat outside. That was a Riva, but this is one and only Ferrari hydroplane. One of the featured Ferraris. Montana. All the cars are great, but these are the lead cars. Alfa Romeo. I think you might call this the red auction. Alfa Romeo in the end, Ferrari Dino, and here's a Ferrari. What do you say? Unreal. I think the word staggering is an appropriate word. It's a California car. I'm in absolute silence. It's so nice to have a Ferrari boat amongst all the other Ferraris for sale. And yes, there are Ferraris of other color here as well. I don't know what the history of this car is. It's got some honoring the Millimilli on the side of it. Now, these are some of the other cars. The red one is called a Trident. A lot of other cars. Alfa Romeo here. Fiat Abarth. Now, when we came in, there was a premier Ducati display here shown, and we kind of overlooked it. Formula One. A rather new car. Bugatti Variant. And we're here for the races, and there is a 250 Maserati looking very much like this in the race. And we are near the ocean, so maybe one of these cars is appropriate. Rolls Royce. Looking very nautical. I'd say nautical. Got fins. Almost forgotten here by its darkness. Gorgeous. Mercedes 540. And this Bentley has all the bells and whistles. Now, there have been a lot of Ferraris, and this one has the Ferrari name on the front of it. I don't know where it is. I kind of think it's in the left-hand pod. We've got some French cars here. Taubalago. And more Formula One. Over in the corner, some Italian iron. Or should I say aluminum? That's a Maserati. And this is a Seata. Well, we saw the Bugatti variant earlier, but this is a much earlier version of the Bugatti. Yeah, this looks like a touring-bodied one, but it's not. Very, very rare. The red runs supreme here in this auction. Well, that's it. I think we forgot to cover this Peugeot Le Mans car here. All in carbon fiber, but a winning auction. No question about it. We're back to the track now, and this is not real full size. It's a D50 Lancia. Tiny. And I'll bet it's got a motor in it. Those exhausts on the side look well used. Amazing. Well, you know you're at the races when you start seeing this. Just going down the way. Look what just rolled out here, this Ferrari Grand Prix car. Unbelievable jewel. Well, he's going against the traffic. I wish him luck. It's a 1.5 liter 12-cylinder engine. It's staggering to see the beauty and the detail on one of these cars. Tiny, tiny engine. And a tiny, tiny space for the driver. And it's not a V12, it's an opposed 12-cylinder. In that same category is a 1964 ATS. It is a V8, and the Ferrari's a 12. Now this is a Coventry Climax, 1962 Lotus. Now it is V8 as well. After that came the, well, in 64 you still had the Coventry Climax V8. Cars got bigger, more complicated. 1934 Maserati. 8-cylinder. And an interesting suspension to match. This is the front. Let's jump up to 1937. A little cleaner front suspension and a little bit different in the back. Mainly in the shocks. This is just a spring. 1934 Bugatti. Supercharged. Again with the Ferrari logo on it. Look at all the fins. 1934 Alfa Romeo suspension. And here I thought yesterday this car was finished, and now I'm looking at it on the other side. They only worked on the left side. A work in progress. Whoops. In our continuation of engines, here's the 1947 Maserati. This 1960s era car representation is huge. For instance, this is called a Scirocco, then it's got BRM in parentheses. We're down in the sports car category, and this Porsche is quite unique, with a convertible windshield and a speedster body, but with a dip in the middle. Staying with the green theme, we've got a Fraser Nash. They got 4 of them here this year. And there are a couple more Fraser Nashes, but here is a Ferrari 166. And of course the Veritas. Oh, this really hurts. Looks so refreshing. We're at the Auto Club of Monaco, and here is their display in the window. It's Friday morning. Time to get ready for some racing. This is a Tech Mech. Came after the 250 Maserati. Essentially it's a revised version. And here is a 250 Maserati. Now one can see the changes. The suspension maybe. This is a Tech Mech. For instance, the 250 Maserati has a very large disc for the brake. And the Tech Mech is much smaller, but you can do this for every car here, follow its evolution. This is a BRM. This is the Monaco Historics. We're at the Drivers Club. Like I said, the Drivers Club with the cow. After all that aspect of racing, here's the Ferrari 166 being scrutinized. Every car is inspected. Everything gets detailed. Pre-war Maserati, 1936. I was born in 1936. And here's a 1939 Maserati. And a 1947 Maserati. This is a 1935 Riley Dobbs. Let's check the whole car out.
Brake horsepower?
Now there's high technology for you. Maserati. We were talking about them earlier, right? Let's study this
What stops it jumping?
relic.
Nothing. Well, apart from the interlock on the balls, it has got that ball that stops the 2 rods moving, isn't it?
We're laughing, but this car has been in a lot of events. Cooper Maserati. In 1959, this is a Lotus 16. Engine in the front. Very fast, very wicked. We'll see this right at the head of the line in its race. In 1961, the engine was in a different location. It happens to be a Cooper, but we were just looking at a Lotus. The Lotus fame. Then 1961, along came the Cosworth, and everything changed. And then along came 12 cylinders. BRM. 1959, Maserati engine in a British car. PW with a Maserati engine in it. This is a BRM.
With this pipe on it.
Well, while they're working on that, the Lancia is almost ready. Unbelievable. ERA. Brian Redmond with the group that he conducts here at the Monaco Historics. Fraser Nash. And they're known for their Bristol engine. The Tech-Mech. See, here's a lady, works for Bonhams. Bye-bye. Remember that BRM we saw the engine a little while ago? Well, here it is a little more available. I just talked to the man who prepares this car. Notice there's nobody hovering around it. He says, I bring it and it's ready. Riley. Check this Ferrari out. Almost same age BRM V12. This is a Techno 12-cylinder opposed. A little newer than the 72. It's really a magnificent car. Yes, the intensity is increasing. 1970 Brabham VT. This is a Surtees. The other day we said this car was very special and important. It is. Jimmy Clark Lotus. It's a Lotus 49. We saw that Techno earlier. Here's another one. 12-cylinder opposed. Unbelievable. I think it's about time in this video we look at some American iron here, and here is an Allard with a Cadillac V8 in it. And notice the Offenhauser valve covers. That's all American. Yeah, Allard. Well, sometimes they sneak in here. Here's a 1950 Hesketh. Oh. Almost. They need coaxing. Oh, I think we got it. Oops. Not yet. We saw Surtees earlier. This was driven by John Surtees. The Lola. Well, we talked about the Cosworth earlier, but actually this is the engine, the precursor to it, the Coventry Climax V8. This is a 1964, but look at what the consideration, or should I say lack of, for the driver's comfort. I mean, he is just in here, poured in there. One of the big features this year is Formula 2s. And here's a good example. There are 50 of them here this year. There's going to be 2 races to single them out. And because there's always a fire danger here, these guys are walking around all the time with these extinguishers. We were here earlier when they were running this engine, but you have to look out for these ERAs. They're about the fastest in their class. Incredible. Look at this. It's like history right before your very eye. Look at this. Oh, man. A magnificent example. Incredible. only at Monaco. This says it all. They brought it here to the tire shop. Boy, those things are tight. Unbelievable. I think they did it. Yep. That tire doesn't want to come off. Look at the brake trim on this. Now here is the engine in this. Straight 8. Alfa Romeo. Unbelievable. So we've covered a lot of engines. Now we're on a C-type Jaguar, and there are 4 of them here this year. And here's 2 of them. Now here's a scene you don't see at the more contemporary races with the wide tires. Liter 12-cylinder engine. Spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. V6, it is so loud. I can't even get close when it's running. Well, it's getting close to lunch hour. Gonna go in and see what the Drivers Club is like. Well, here we are. Might have a little bite. A lot of people coming. Now I think it's time for a little lunch. And now let's have some dessert. And after lunch, some Swiss chocolate. Commentary Climax V8. Formula 2. Now where the Formula One, or at least more contemporary Formula Ones, are located. They've been restricted all last few days. This is a 6-wheel Tyrrell. You over noted cars here as well. Of course, we got the 4-wheel Tyrrell. Came after the 6-wheeler. And of course, here's the very famous Periscope 312 Ferrari of Nicky Ludia. This is a shadow. And we are in the shadows. And this is the Hesketh Cosworth. James Hunt, famous for this car. The interesting radiators on the back and on the sides. Interesting and unique suspension in the front. And then of course the Lotus with Ronnie Peterson's name on it, and the one with Mario Andretti's name on it. Pretty famous cars here. And then there's a Penske when he entered Formula One at one time. We're up at the track now, and there are some of these cars that take people around on VIP trips. Also, the audio union is here. Media work being done for Chopard. Oh, do we remember the days of those size tires? And they fit on these kind of cars. Now we look at the engine configuration. Look how low the Ferrari engine is. It's an opposed 12-cylinder. And it competed in this era where the Cosworth was prominent. This is a 74 and the Ferrari was a 1975 design. Yes, they did use aluminum. Ferrari. What a great place to have racing. What a great place anyway. I don't know if that's a smart car or smarter or dumber. I don't know. It's a Twizy. Very interesting. Electric. With Lamborghini doors. Whoa, they just keep going. It does have a back seat, but I don't think anyone really wants to ride in there very much. Ah, Renault. This is called a token. One of Ron Dennis's first designs. Now, here's the six-wheel Tyrrell in the nude. A work of ingenious design. Fantastic car. And very fast. Darth Vader with a helmet. That's the fire suppression. Yeah, that's the fire suppression people. And they wear these special helmets. These are the Formula 2s that are coming out of the track. Right in front of the Fangio statue. Out come the cars for the first practice. The drivers are well protected. All these people working just one turn. This one. Formula 2. That's another group. Lotuses. Oh, here comes the Ferrari Dino. Gordini, and here's another Cooper. But boy, what age difference here. I got this pre-war Maserati, a Cooper, and an Alta. And it looks like our launch is going to run. You know what? You get very tired racing. You ever heard of a Monaco traffic jam? Well, you've got one here. What can you say about this? This is really exciting. Just the way the sun is falling on the statue, it's almost as if he were here. never started, sadly. Meanwhile, the Formula Ones are coming up. Lotus is the morning. Things to come. This is going to be the next practice.
Mit seinem Auto und natürlich wollen wir nicht vergessen, nochmal daran zu erinnern, Cylinder, der hier noch relativ neu ist.
Quite a lineup. And the lineup keeps going. And I mean it. Oh, there's got to be about 30 cars in. Got to. And there's 2 of these here this weekend. Yes, 2 of them. Nicky Ludia 312s. One car didn't make it. That's a nice way around the track. We're now waiting for the sports cars to come out. And the cars just keep coming in. Left a few by the wayside. And another car. This track's taking its toll. They just pick them up, lay them down. They get one down, and there's another. I think this is the only type of car to go around the track. I guess most of these cars just conked out because they don't look damaged. All right, now we're going to get the sports cars entering the track here. There are a few. Razor and Ashes all together here. Another C-type. Aston Martin. And that Oscar, that is just a jewel. And another Allard with with an extra passenger. To go around the track in this 6-cylinder Alfa Romeo, I hope. Say it's not running too well. Ready as ever. Oh boy. All right, every star has a trade What's the year, Mark?
1931.
1931. Fantastic. We're going to be coming up to the casino now. Well, a little bit. There's a gear there somewhere. Okay, here's the casino. I'm pressing real hard on the floorboard to stay inside. It's Hotel de Paris. Okay, we're going down the Mirabelle.
Right to brake on the good.
Yeah, I got. Thanks, Mark. You know where the brake is, I hope.
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna make a little back shift here. Hey, this is fantastic. Okay, now down to the hairpin. And Mark's doing wonderfully now. First time you've driven, right?
No, I drove it.
I know, I'm just kidding.
First time I'm succeeding braking.
Oh, first time. That's nice to know. All right, we're down to the ocean now. And I'm holding on. All right, we're going to go into the tunnel now. (1931). Mark, I was born in 1936. Listen to that Alfa engine. Oh, incredible. Okay, we're coming out of the tunnel. We're going to make the little chicane here now. Mark's going to do it in Formula One style here. Mark. That's it. See you, Mark.
250 F pour souligner.
That was unbelievable. for the pits. Now it's time for some repairs. Hope it works. Yeah, this is the yacht club of Monaco. So you ask what is for lunch? Unbelievable selection. And you ask for shrimp. And then there's stir fry and desserts. Breads and cheeses. And in the reception area you have the birds tweetering, the outdoor atmosphere of Switzerland, because this is Credit Suisse with the Swiss music. I'll just say Swiss delights for dessert. A little ratatouille and Coke in the Darvers Club. Now, after that marvelous lunch, what can you say? Life is good, at least in Monte Carlo. Not a bad place.
I haven't got my limbo bag.
Of course, after lunch, it's back to work. Here's an interesting technique, making your tires better. Here's a Matra V12. Yeah, V12, unbelievable sound. This is really interesting, you know? It's like creating a new tire. Wheeling them out after lunch. Is that BRM V12. It's an amazing car with all the mass in the back. It's just staggering. This is a McLaren. And you look at this one and you say everything's in its place. You know, see, you got the battery over here, the coffee maker over here, and the plain old Lotus here. This is a March. Huh. This McLaren is incredibly sleek. Again, your basic Lotus. And you got the Matra. This is going to be one heck of a bunch of cars on the track. When this goes, it really goes. This March dazzles with interest. Well, let's hope they got that one running for later. Alfa Romeo. Flagged it. This car really dug into the pavement. Wow. He got lost. Well, they get him away fast. This is the Techno. They called off the race at the moment. The rest of them are coming in. Techno. This is a Lotus.
Und Johnny Servos Gavin, genauso wie Joe Siffert,
de prendre un chrono.
Well, here's the car that hit the
On
wall.
pourra le faire, c'est toute la décision que l'on va savoir en question. De voir la décision donc, de la direction.
This one will start. The oldies but the goodies. it never started. Try again another day. This is what historic racing is all about. This is one of the very exciting ones. Yeah. So great. Deliver the car back in good order. Sunday morning, all the races take place. Well, the fog came in last night. Looks like it's clearing. Well, there was a certain fear of rain. It doesn't look like it this morning. Thank goodness. I think we'll be on these old things. So let the good cars roll. Off center and cocked this engine is. Oh, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. Ooh, ooh. Hey, the launch is ready. Some of these people really come prepared. It's a mobile shop under the tent. Ah, the sun is coming out. Great for everybody. Time for a little breakfast this morning. Not so bad. I can sit here and watch the TV of yesterday's races. Wow, what a difference a croissant will do. You go in and have a bite to eat, and look what happens. All glory here in Monaco. Jaguars are ready. Aston Martin. The big day is here. Alright, this is the forming up of the first race this morning. Problem. All is well. I think they changed the plugs. Push start. First in the middle. Good camaraderie. Guess who? Yeah, these little Renaults are getting their juice this morning. Now here's the next group. Some heavy metal in this. All very dark cars except for that Veritas. A couple Allards in here. Waving his hand. Yeah. Here comes the leader. Is not in there. Well, he gets all set up, the media is ready. Here's the winner right here. Third place winner. Guess what? Yeah. Getting a hose job there, boy. All right, here's the next group of cars. ERA. ERA. And another ERA. All black. Look at this. This is remarkable. 4 black ERAs. First 4 places. Get the Bugatti pushed up. We'll try to get them started. Push start. 4 push start. Chaos. The go ahead. Cars. Amazing. They were so fast. And here's number one. Number two. And here's a late arriving number three. First on the right, second on the left. Well, partially, guess what? Almost got on the cameras. Almost. There's a battle going on over there. Back to basic. My favorite cars here. Next cruiser car is coming. This is an ATS. And they do line up. Yep. And more. And more. And they're all different. Well, if the sun were out, this would be the perfect car to have today. Pretty nice anyway. That powerful engine. Now, the lunch hour includes drives around the track. This is really a big one. Then there are the more elegant ones that take you around the track. All right, we're getting ready for the next race. There's a horde of them too. On number three. my favorite Ferrari didn't make it. 1.5 liter. Really great car though. A winning car. Third. The winner. Guess what? Big battle, big battle, big battle. I want to ride around the track. Monster here. Then of course is this one. Yeah. One of them's left hanging. And you can go around the track on Prince Rainier's ex-Lincoln. Feel like a prince for an hour, or how about 15 minutes around the track. Next group, Formula One. During the rain. Must have collided. Definitely a broken wheel. They're just putting the yellow flag out. I can't believe it. Here are the cars ready to continue the race.
Sur 18 tours, il y a eu un demi-tête donc le Ferrar aussi provoqué. Alors que la Gardée va donc passer. Pour la suite, on est en safety car pour le moment. Safety car.
Well, 25 car, critical on there in spun at Hesketh. So Scott Walker, in fact, in his McLaren is now in third place, number 15-4 is doing the Ferrari recovering from his speed. John Delay is fifth, 6 is Brad Boyd, 7th is
Really broken up.
who's not still working serious threats.
Wow. Duncan Dayton. We're going to see the flag fly from the United States. Finally. So here's position number 3. Just arrived. Well, that was a battle between those two cars. Number 11, I think, for Duncan Dayton. Deserving win, boy. They're going after somebody. Battle of the bottles. That ends Monaco Grand Prix Historque.